I am useless in the face of death, and can only stand by and watch as people lose their lives. But there is one thing I can do. Watch over those that have departed from this world. I learned that's what a gravekeeper does. My dad taught me. He was a gravekeeper too. My dad, my dog Lila, and me. The three of us lived in a small village in the middle of nowhere. I heard Mom died giving birth to me. And Dad's so quiet and clumsy, he can't cook or clean to save his life. So I learned how to do all the chores myself. Maybe that's why I like to take care of people so much. Everyone in the village actively avoided us, calling us gravekeepers bad omens. But I didn't mind, because I was happily doing my own thing. Lila died at the end of summer. Dad said it was from old age. I held her in my arms until her last breath. I'll never forget the feeling of her body suddenly getting heavy, and the feeling of something important slowly leaving it. The next day, I made a grave for Lila so that she'd be able to rest in peace. I'm sure that was when I truly became a gravekeeper. The disease came to the village soon after that, and people died, one by one, left out to rot because everyone else was scared of catching the disease. Dad refused to let me help as he began burying the abandoned bodies. One by one, all by himself. In the end, Dad died to the same disease. And when I was burying Dad, I finally realized that humans really are useless in the face of death. A few days passed, and this time I was the one that got sick. Bedridden with a high fever, I soon realized there were people outside my house. It was all the remaining survivors, led by the priest. This all started because those two gravekeepers handled the dead. They're the ones that spread the disease. They sounded so angry, like they were about to break in any second. But for some reason, I wasn't scared. Because either way, I'll get to see Dad and Lila soon. In my feverish state, I heard the sound of a dog howling in the distance. I knew whose howl it was instantly. Lila, did you come to get me? I don't remember anything after that. When I came to, I was alone in the graveyard and had these two things growing out of my head. Strangely, I felt Lila's warmth around me and softly laughed to myself. The villagers that were surrounding my house were all long gone. All that remained were ruins of houses that had once made up this village, and bodies that had yet to be buried. A village no one would come to anymore, and a bunch of people who would slowly be forgotten. Who's going to send them off? Who's going to watch over them? What would Dad do? What had to be done was in plain sight. Do what a gravekeeper needs to do. That's my job. It's something only I can do. Ever since the thundercloud covered the sky, every day's been filled with bangs and booms. It's gotten so loud around here lately. At this rate, no one's going to be able to get a good rest. I did hear that the lord of a country is traveling around dispelling curses. If I go with him, there's bound to be something I can do to help. I mean, I'm probably the only grave-keeping witch out there, right? There's no need to worry. Lila's with me. I'll be off then, Dad. Everyone. When I get back, I'll tell you guys all about my adventures.